Hi, my name is Dr. Christina Baker, and I'm an educator. And I've been in the education field for over 20 years. I started off as a teacher's aide when I was working on my bachelor's degree. And from there, I just stayed in the education field. I became a substitute teacher. I also was a tutor. I'm still tutoring till today. I tutor with a couple different agencies. I have two teaching credentials with the state of California. I have a multiple subject and English credential. I've also been teaching college since 2009 with my own classroom. Before that, I was teaching adults with the adult education program. I was a substitute teacher for over 7 years, and I was a full-time teacher for over 5 years with the state of California, Los Angeles County school districts. So I worked in a couple different school districts. Currently, I'm residing in Texas, but I am still tutoring online. I'm tutoring with Professional Tutors of America, and they are a California-based tutoring center, and they use credentialed teachers from California to tutor the public school system. My students are all various needs. I have students that are considered special needs. They're in special education programs. I have migrant students, English language learner students. I have students that are considered a low income or at risk. I have children in the foster care system, and all those students I'm able to work with. I teach everything from English and reading and math, mostly fundamentals, but we do some literature, short readings of stories. We do a little bit of writing. I have done higher math with other tutoring agencies. I've tutored statistics and trigonometry as well as algebra. I'm not the most comfortable with that. I would prefer English. I like the humanities aspect of English, literature, reading, but I've also done study skills and test prep. For test prep, I've worked with students that were taking their CBEST and CSET. I've worked with students who were taking their T's for nursing. I've helped students that were taking their high school exit exam study. And I myself have taken all of those exams. When I was younger, I took my CSET, my CBEST, and my RECA to be an elementary school teacher with the state of California. I also took a supervision exam to be an educational supervisor. And I have taken several tests, of course, in my programs. But for standardized tests, those are the ones I've taken. I had taken the LSAT in the past, and I did make it into law school, but I ended up not doing it because I like teaching. I want to stay in this field. And I still am in the teaching profession. I'm actually working at the college and university, and I am actually working with students on their associate, bachelor's, and master's level. I have worked on committees at the university level to help with students who are doing their exit doctoral exams for the doctorate, as well as being a committee member for prospectus and their thesis statements. And then, of course, their big paper for their diploma. I myself have written two dissertations. I am a published writer as well. In my undergrad for creative writing, I published two short stories on lulu.com. And for my PhD in education, it is published publicly on ProQuest and Google Scholar. And it is titled Experiences of Non-Traditional High School English Language Learners Partaking in Service Learning. And being that I loved working with nonprofits, and one of my degrees is in nonprofit management, and I was a high school teacher and also in adult education, it was perfect for me. The program was 16 to 24-year-olds, and I did my research on how this program is going to help them in the workplace. They'll also get their diplomas as well for high school. And they'll leave the program having certifications to work in OSHA, construction, MC3. They'll have first aid and CPR. So they'll be ready to go into the field of construction or whatever similar projects are out there, like welding and the hands-on programs, they'll be well equipped for that. My DBA is also published, but it's a private publication on Lulu. And that one is The Perceptions of Bribes and Favors in Chinese and South Korean Investors in North Korea. And that was a qualitative study. Both of them were qualitative studies where I actually took the time to meet with everyone and interview them and observe their places where they work or go to school. I'm hoping this is helpful to give you a little background about who I am. I know we're meeting later today on Zoom, but just in case you're wondering who I am, I'm Dr. Christina Baker, and I have a wide background you can see on my resume or my CV of my life experience in education. I have considered other fields besides education, but I find myself back in education each time. I do have a CNA for nursing, and I have done work in home health, helping people before. I worked at Ability First when I was younger, and that would probably be the only field I would think about also expanding in, but it would probably be with education once again, because education just seems like this is just my niche. I like knowing that I'm helping the future, and yesterday's children are today's adults, and we're helping the next generation by teaching them. So I look forward to meeting with you in a couple hours, and I hope this is the kind of introduction you were hoping to see from me. I'm not really sure, but I know that we're going to meet later today, so I'm looking forward to seeing you on the Zoom. Thank you so much. Bye.